Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna be comparing and contrasting between these two retinols. And I know that you're all into your anti-aging ingredient because you're getting older, you know. If you've been plagued by acne, if you've been plagued by textured skin, if you've been plagued by damaged skin because you have been exposed to the sun, if you've been plagued by anything that has to do with the skin and your skin looks dull, your skin has wrinkles, you want to start to get into retinols, but you don't want to go to the doctor to get anything prescribed because maybe you're afraid of the irritations that comes with retinols or retinoids and so forth, and you just want to start out with retinols because maybe it's your first time starting out with retinoids, and you just want to get something at the store. You don't want to go to the doctor's office. Alright, I'm going to share with you two retinoids that you can get into, but what I'm going to basically do is to compare and contrast it. So this is more like a review, but I'm sharing my experiences with you, and I'm also comparing both of these ingredients because I realize that they have major similarities based on how they feel on my skin. Alright, so as I have said in my previous video, if you haven't seen that and you really want to find out what are vitamin A and how they work and so forth, and you just want to get the detail of everything and you want to see my other recommendations when it comes to vitamin A, please go and click the link to the right of your screen. Go and check it out. I share like a 40 minutes long video, everything you need to know about vitamin A, retinoids, retinoic acid, prescription, over the counter, etc, etc, and I shared also a few recommendations. Alright, so we're going to be comparing and contrasting both of these based on the ingredients and based on my personal experiences. Alright, cool, nice. So the first thing that we're going to be looking at is the Inkey retinol. This has 30 ml worth of product. Yes, both of them have 30 ml worth of product. I guess those are the major similarities. Both of them are 30 ml worth of product. This one is like for 14 US and this one is for 12 US, so it's just $2 difference. So this one is cheaper. So when it comes to price, this one is cheaper, I would say. All right, that's it. This one, it comes in a plastic bottle. All right, I don't know if this is UV protected or anything, but this one comes in a UV protected glass bottle, so it means the product is protected, you know, just from degrading and so forth. But Granactive Retinoid is a very stable ingredient, so you don't necessarily have to worry about it. This one, it comes in a plastic bottle, not see-through or anything. So yeah, when it comes to like the packaging and so forth, I don't necessarily care about packaging, but if I was supposed to choose anyone over the other when it comes to packaging, I would choose the Ordinary's Granactive Retinoid. Alright, let's talk more about the ingredients. So we're going to go into the Inkey list. We're going to get into the Inkey Granactive Retinoid. We're going to look at the ingredients. Alright, so I'm going to bring up the ingredient list. Okay, so the first thing that is found, I'm going to be sharing with you the most important ingredients in the product because there are so many other ingredients. All of those other ingredients are like emollients and so forth, just for the texture and so forth of the product. So they're not necessarily important to talk about. I'm going to talk about the most important ingredient when it comes to retinol. Alright, so the most important thing is this is water based, and it's the same thing with that one, but let me not talk too much about that one yet. But it's water based. It has glycerin. Glycerin is a hydrating, moisturizing ingredient, so that's very good, very important. Then the next ingredient is phospholipids. It's also an emollient, so it's a very hydrating ingredient. It's going to help with just the texture of the product and how much it makes the skin feel hydrated and so forth. All right, it also has squalane. Squalane is a hydrating oil. Yeah, not squalane, not squalene, squalane. All right, and I have a hemisqualane that I'm using to hydrate my skin. So it's a hydrating oil, so that's a very good ingredient. Then it also has an antioxidant, tocopherol, an antioxidant, so that's very good. It also has the most important ingredient, which defines this product. It is retinoid. So this one, it has two kinds of retinoic or retinoids. One of them is the hydroxypinacolone retinoid. Basically, it just means Granactive Retinoid. So it has Granactive Retinoid at 0.05%. Alright? So this is the retinol. This is basically the retinol ingredient. And then it also has retinol at 0.05%. Okay? And that is retinol that needs to be converted on the skin before it is converted to retinoic acid. Whenever Granactive Retinoid is applied to the skin, it is quickly converted to retinoic acid. Alright? But this product has both ingredients in it, and both of them are at 0.05%. Okie dokie. Then the other good ingredient that it also has is hyaluronic acid. Very good humectant, moisturizing ingredient that will grab all the moisture from the environment to make sure that the skin is very hydrated. Good ingredients, alright. Then it also has palmitoyl tetripeptides. It has some peptide ingredients also, very good. It has, one of them is 7 and one of them is 1. Those are just like very anti-aging ingredient, I would say. These are anti-aging ingredients, so I guess that is good, but they're the last ingredient on the ingredient list, okay, of this product. So yeah, but these are like peptides, so they're actually good for the skin because they will transform and they will work with wrinkling and so forth. So those are the ingredients for the Inkey list. Retinol, all right. Good. All right, let's compare it with now the Granactive Retinoid from the Ordinary. So the Ordinary's Granactive Retinoid 2% in emulsion, it also is a water soluble ingredient, water solvent. All right. The next ingredient is also glycerin, so that's the similar or same. It's similar to this one, the Inkey Retinol. Right, then the next ingredient it has bisabolol or bisabolol. It's a soothing ingredient, and basically this ingredient is what you would find in chamomile. Very calming, soothing ingredient. So that is, and that's something that the Inkey does not have. The Inkey has hyaluronic acid. All right, that's a hydrating ingredient. All right, but this ingredient has that particular ingredient, which is bisabolol. It's a soothing, calming ingredient. Then the next thing it has is hydroquinone retinoid. Okay, and that's basically the same as I said before, Granactive Retinoid. All right. This one is higher on the ingredient list as opposed to it's higher on the ingredient list as opposed to the Inkey list. The Inkey list, this is listed, the Granactive Retinoid is listed as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21st ingredient. This is listed at number 21 on the ingredient list, and that's mainly because it is at 0.05% on the ingredient list. All right, but the Granactive Retinoid from the ordinary, which is 2%, is listed as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th. It's listed as the 8th ingredient on this ingredient list. The reason why it's listed as the 8th ingredient, Granactive Retinoid, is because it is at a higher percentage. Okay, so right there, then and there, you can see that this is a more, when it comes to percentage, this one is a little bit higher than this one from the Inkey list. All right, good. So now that we have gotten that, then the next thing that is listed right after the Granactive Retinoid is retinol. So as you can see, both the Inkey list and the ordinary have both Granactive Retinoid and retinol. Alright? But as I said before, the Inkey list or the ordinary listed their retinol on a higher scale, and that's because you have more. This means the percentage of retinoid in this product is more than this, obviously. All right, but based on where it's listed, it is the 9th ingredient. Granactive Retinoid is 8th and the retinol is 9th, so more than likely it is, the percentage is a little bit higher. All right, good. And then this also has Tasmania. It is a leaf extract. It is a calming, soothing ingredient. It has also an antioxidant. It has the same ingredient that is also in the peeling solution. So it's supposed to help with calming and soothing the skin. Alright, so that's that. Then the next ingredient it has is rosemary leaf extract. It is also antioxidant, antimicrobial, and it is also a soothing ingredient. It also has hydroxy phenyl decanone, antioxidant again, and a soothing ingredient. And then everything is preservative. So the only thing that this doesn't have that this has from the Inkey list, the Inkey list has hyaluronic acid. This doesn't have hyaluronic acid, but it is packed with a bunch of antioxidants. Yes, and it also has a higher percentage of retinol based on the ingredient list. All right. But let us compare them now based on my personal experience. This has a teeny weeny bit of product, and I deliberately left it in there because I knew I was going to do this review. Alright guys, so now we're going to compare them based on my personal experience. As I said before, this has a higher percentage of retinoid as opposed to this based on the ingredient list. Alright, and this has a lot of calming, soothing ingredients. This has also a lot of calming, soothing ingredients, but this is more hydrating. I would say it has more hydrating ingredients at the top of the ingredient list as opposed to this. Alright? But as I said before, these two ingredients are not supposed to be irritating at all on the skin. Not irritating at all. That's the first thing that I will definitely say. These ingredients are not irritating on the skin at all. Okay? When I was applying this on my skin, I didn't feel like I was applying anything to my skin. I was thinking maybe, I wonder if it's working. I was like, what is it supposed to do? Because I wasn't seeing anything. You know what I'm saying? But retinol at this percent, or these kind of over-the-counter retinols, are for people who are starting out with retinols. Alright? I started out using this. This was the first retinol that I've ever used. Started out using this because I didn't want any irritation at all. I didn't want to feel like I'm using a retinol or a retinoid vitamin A ingredient on my skin. I didn't want any irritations or anything. Alright, so this, when I applied it, I didn't feel like I was doing anything to my skin. Alright, I know that it's very potent. You should use it for a long period of time if you're just starting out, so that your skin can get used to using a retinoid ingredient. All right, so I was using this, no irritations at all, nothing. And to be honest, I didn't really see anything that was happening on my skin, like physical. I knew something could be taking place under the deep layers of my skin, but I wasn't physically seeing anything. I made sure to use my sunscreen though in the mornings and so forth. So it wasn't a bad experience. It was just my skin adjusting to retinoids. All right, this is what I started out with, no problem. All right, and then I stepped it up with this one. In truth and in fact, they both would act the same way. If you're supposed to compare them, they both act the same way. This just has a little bit more retinoid, the percent is just a little bit more higher than this. But the fact that this has so much soothing antioxidants and so forth, they both are the same. You know what I'm saying? And as I said before, Granactive Retinoid is not supposed to irritate the skin at all. So I didn't feel any irritations at all. Alright? Now when using this, what I can say definitely is whenever I use this in the evenings and wake up in the mornings, my skin feels tighter. Like literally, my skin feels tighter. I don't know if it's the solution or the emulsion that is in it, but my skin feels tighter. My skin feels nice. My skin looks nice in the mornings when I wake up. So whenever I use this, whenever I was like comparing it with this, I gravitate towards this one because of how my skin felt. All right, good. And it is not finished yet. I've just gone halfway, and the reason why I kind of paused using it is because I'm using another anti-aging ingredient similar to vitamin A, but not vitamin A, more a natural alternative to vitamin A. So that's what I'm using. I'm trying it out for now, so that's the reason why I kind of paused. But as soon as that is finished, I'm going to start this again. All right, and this is a 2%. So when it comes to that, I would say I prefer this over this one. But what I would say is to just slowly add retinoids to your skincare routine. So I went with this one, very hydrating. Didn't feel like I was applying anything to my skin, and sometime in my mind I'm like, is it doing anything? Is it doing anything? But I knew it was doing something over a longer period of time. But I started with this. Currently using this one, and as I said before, when I wake up in the morning, my skin just feels tight and my pores look a little bit smaller and so forth. Alright, but no irritation whatsoever. So whichever one you choose to go in with, you won't have any problems. You can start out with this, you can start out with this. No irritations at all on my skin, personally speaking. I have combination acne prone skin. I have a little texture here and there, but not a lot. Yeah, so I didn't experience any irritations at all. I have combination T-zone, oily around my mouth, very dry, perimeters of my face very dry, no irritation whatsoever. All right, so which one would I recommend? I would recommend them both. It just depends on what you want or what you're willing to spend. But if I was supposed to choose one over the other, I would choose this one from The Ordinary, because I don't know, I just feel like it's doing something more to my skin. But they're both equally good, basically. Alright, as I said before, I think this one has more, the retinoid or the Granactive Retinoid ingredients a little bit higher on the ingredient list, so it means that it has more in terms of percentage. This one is lower, but I don't think they work differently. They work the same. As I said, I just prefer this one. Yes, this is it for me, my little Granactive Retinoid or review, because both of them have Granactive Retinoid and Retinol, but just at different percentage, but they work the same way. A lot of hydrating, soothing ingredients and so forth. So I would recommend them both, and they have been good to me so far. No irritations, so that's good. What I'm going to do as soon as I'm finished with this one, the 2%, I'm going to step it up to the Granactive Retinoid at 5% in Squalane. Hopefully, I keep my fingers crossed, everything is okay and I won't get any more like irritations or anything like that. But you shouldn't get any irritation, because that's the whole Granactive Retinoid is supposed to work. It's supposed to be a very hydrating ingredient. Alright, but this is it for my Inkey Retinol, my Granactive Retinoid from The Ordinary. Both of them affordable, just $2 difference, I think, and that is it. So this is it for my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let me know what you think. Let me know what you're using, what form of retinoids you're using in your skincare routine, and so forth. But this is it for me. See you in the next one. Bye bye.